All right. We're now officially recording. So once more, welcome to tonight's session. We're going to brainstorm on project charter. Like I said before now, within this bootcamp, we mentioned project charter one or twice. But we just scratched it. We didn't talk much about it, but yeah, I know we mentioned it. So if anyone can tell us what project charter is, also let's start from there. Anyone tell us what project charter is? Hey, Chair.
Maybe we should say that is the official document that that covers all that is anticipated for the project, which means it's an embodiment of all the things we've been doing so far before getting to this point, trying to harness things and put things in order, which means the project title, it contains both the project title, the purpose and the justification for that particular project, the objectives that we intend to achieve within the project, which you have to be, because if it's not outlined, there might be a problem tomorrow. So based on the clarifications you get from the brief with the project sponsor, and the success criteria, which is going to be associated with each of the objectives, need to be captured in the project charter. And that document contains a whole lot. It just goes beyond including the scope and the risk. And what again, I think it should also contain the milestones and when we intend to have those milestones actually done. And more importantly, the budget for the budgets for that particular project need to also be stated, how the budget estimates need to be stated. So should in case anything goes out tomorrow, it could be noted. The target date for each of the deliverables that we have for the milestones. Likewise,
the key rules. We don't have time for that detailed explanation. We just wanted you to give us a brief explanation of project charter. But yes, you mentioned a lot of things in project charter, but that is not what project charter is. I need more answer to this. It's just one sentence. You tell us what project charter is. I want it in a sentence, just simple sentence. I will capture from two more people, Azomta. If Azomta don't get it, I will move to Victor. If Victor don't get it, then I will try myself.
Okay, Mr. Charles.
My hand is up too.
Yeah, a lot of hands are up, So,
can I continue?
If everybody should start telling us about project charter, we're not living here tonight. Azomta, we don't have time.
Can you hear me, sir?
Everybody can hear you.
Okay. A project charter is like an authority, is like a document that authorizes the project manager to begin a project. So
you finish everything, don't need to add any more thing. Authorization. Simple. You give the project manager the power to lead the team, to spend the money, give authority, monitor anything you are doing. This is the authorities, like the power. They've given you the power. In Igbo, we call it offer. They've given you the offer. Now you can rule. So that's what project charter, like Eche was describing all the content things within the, captures a lot of things that we should do. But project charter is not the only document that captures all these things you mentioned, Eche, like a project brief captures details, business case captures all these things. But project brief and business case does not authorize you to lead. So if you are backing on such documents, if anything goes south, as they said, you might find yourself in Creep prison, cooling off. But if you have the authority, if anything goes south, yeah, everybody knows that project is all about managing risk, uncertainties. So it's authority. Whatever you see project charter, don't think of any other thing. Think of authority, authorization. So that is it. So I don't think there's need of any other person raising hand because the answer has been captured. So, and yeah, so let's look at project charter in details. You know, components of project charter, how to create one, example of one, and things like that. So that's it. Thank you all the people that contributed. Yeah, I love active contribution. Yeah. So a moment, I'm trying to share my screen. It's coming up. It's been sluggish, but it will eventually come up. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Let's look at this is a screenshot of a very simple project charter. This template, you see everything contained here. We have problem statement, we have a goal statement, we have a project leader, project approach, we have team members, support personnel, scope, deliverables, start date, end date, milestones, and authorizing signatures here, signatories, you know, that authorizes this project. You can see the project leader, the project manager, and the sponsor. So that is the minimum requirements for a project charter. It can be more detailed, but this is minimum requirements. So the introduction we have here, a project charter is a formal document that authorizes a project and provide the project manager with the authority to allocate resources and make decisions. So it's all about authorization. So it serves as an initial agreement among stakeholders about the project objectives, scopes, and overall approach. So this is the binding document that says, yes, we agree on this project. It authorizes the project this project should go on. We are happy that we are implementing this. We're moving on with this project. Not only that, we're happy that Mr. A is leading this project. That is authority, and Mr. A now have the power to start allocating resources. Nobody is now going to come and telling you, why are you doing this? You have the authority. So the only thing people can start frowning is when you are not, they see that you are not doing it the way you are supposed to do it. But whether you have the authority, you already have the authority when this happens. But like I said, because some of us are going to meet projects where there is no project charter. I've seen that so many times. The project, no project charter. So it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. So if a company or a client decide to move on with a project or project without a project charter, there is no way in the constitution of any country that say that is a crime to start a project or run a project without a project charter. Yes. But the best practice in project management is that you should have a project charter. You, the project manager, this protects you and your team. This is a document who agrees. It's your agreement. It's a very powerful agreement. So if anything goes wrong, before they appoint you as a project manager, they must have reviewed your profile, your CV, your resume, and they are happy that you have all it takes to manage this project. So if anything goes wrong, yes, it means that we have some circumstances that's beyond our control. It can happen to anybody. The purpose formally authorizes the existence of this project. Existence authorizes. So yes, the project is authorized to exist. It doesn't just spring from nowhere. People came together, deliberate, and they agree that this project is needed at that point. Define the objective, scopes, and constraints of the project, and then assign a project manager and give them authority. Give you authority. And then identify stakeholders and outline their expectations, establish a high-level overview of project deliverables, milestones, and budget. So that is it. Very simple capture. The importance, it aligns stakeholders by clearly defining project objective, scopes, and key success criteria. Project charter is a very powerful document because it serves as a reference point, authority in projects. You know, I remember the time when secondary, there's one book we call Authority in Government. You know, well, this one is authority in projects. It authorizes both the existence of the project and the existence of the leadership of that project. So, and along the line, anybody want to add additional deliverable that is not captured in this project charter, then project charter must be revisited. So that is, it protects you, it protects the scope, the objective. You can see some, you know, stakeholders, cowboy stakeholders, they might just come to add something to you. Some people are very good at throwing something from the window, throwing requirements from the window. The requirement that is not captured, they just want it to be done. Do this for me. But it's not captured. If you don't take requirement that is not captured in the project charter, because it might eventually lead you to scope creep. So this project charter protects your scope. It protects the project objectives. You know the objective. When somebody is trying to tell you, do it this way, you follow this document. Authorization provide project manager with authority to use resources. You see, I'll give you an example. During COVID-19, a lot of money exchanged hand through palliative, through this, through that, and a lot of fraud, happened as well. So if you are part of the people that handle that project and you didn't have a project charter to handle the particular project because there are multiple projects going on. So you see people, they deliver palliative to these, share vaccination, protective wear, this and that. These are so many projects going on. But it came with a lot of fraud. And after then, there's committee of inquiries to find out what happened. And they called up your project, and they happened that there is so much fraud happened within your own project. And you did not have authorization on that project. So if they have such like committee of inquiries, if they are, before they have committee of inquiries, those people that will inquire you, they are not just going to bring any people to come and form a committee of inquiry. They must bring authorities, gurus in project management that knows how to execute, so that can drill you very well. If I'm part of those team, then you are in trouble, because the first thing I'm going to ask is the project charter. Who authorizes this project? And who authorizes you? So, and if you don't have any answer to this kind of question, CUC jail. No two ways about it. So you have to always, so many of us here are going to work for public sectors. You can do it and get away with some private sectors. In private sector, we do a lot of things without, because in-house, we can just run a short, small, we call it, short project. Yeah. You can do it, highest thing, they can just sack you, you go. But if you do such a thing in public sectors, it's a serious issue. Anywhere, both in Nigeria, both abroad, anywhere you find yourself in public sector. So it's important, try to protect yourself. No amount of money they are going to pay you is worth anybody taking your freedom because you want to handle a project. And the easiest way is just very simple document. If you see the template I shared, it's just one-page document. You can even use a one-page document. It makes you get that signature, authorization. But it can be more than one page. It can be more than 2 pages, but it can be even 1 page. So clarity offers concise reference for project purpose and direction, helping in preventing misunderstanding. When people call this, like I said, overzealous people, I too know, you see so many of them, they will leave their own job. They will want to come and tell you that they know more than you. Once they come, just refer them to this kind of documents so that they will go and rest. So accountability. List roles and responsibilities of key stakeholders ensuring accountabilities. You know, a good project charter, if you look at here, have provision for stakeholders. You know, projects, all the team members, everybody that's part of the project should be captured. If we capture them somewhere. So if anybody comes and start telling you this and that, you check whether they are captured as part of the project team. You know who approved this project. So yeah, accountability. Anything goes wrong, the project manager will need to answer some questions as accountability. So that's it. We'll have a key component. If we're planning to create a project charter, I advise you use a template. Why is good to use a template? It will clearly state all the components that you need to capture. Looking at a project charter is important. You capture all these components, like the title must be very clear and descriptive. For instance, if we're implementing a CRM system for Monify, if a project manager want this title to be highly captivating, you must make sure that it somehow describe the project. If you are implementing it, there's no way you're going to say, yes, like for instance, you have 5 teams, team A, team B, team C, implementing a project. If I should say team is different, make sure you don't go and say project team A. Even if it's team A, just say implementation of CRM system for Monify. Simple. So that whoever sees the project knows what you guys are working on. ID, a unique identifier, is a reference number. Every project must have a unique identifier. You've come in a company where you have up to 200 projects or even 300 projects running at the same time, and we have a system where these projects are looking for a document. All you need to do is use the reference number. You can key in the reference number and the project will appear. Everybody as part of that project will see them. Every project must have a unique identifier to distinguish them from other projects. Project charter date. The official date when the project was formally initiated. Problem statement. A concise explanation of the issue or opportunity the project will address, why the project is being initiated. It must clearly state the problem. For instance, the CRM system, a problem could be low lead conversion rate. The lead conversion rate is poor. What is lead? Lead are potential customers. And what these sales people goes out every day is to try to get this lead and convert them into our customers. If we're spending a lot of money on marketing and we are not getting enough conversion, it could be, it could lead to, because customers are the revenue. If we have enough customers, we'll have enough revenue. If we don't have enough customers, so if we're not converting, company will not grow. So this could be a problem. You must state the problem clearly. And then when the problem is stated, we have lead conversion and we want to increase, but we have poor lead conversion and now we want to increase the lead conversion. To do that, we need to automate our system. So that is, can be a problem statement is the lead conversion. So to tackle this lead conversion, poor lead conversion rate, then we'll find a solution that will help us. Then goal statement objective, high level objective, what do we plan to achieve? What is the purpose? Why are we doing this? And what the project set to achieve? Be clear, be measurable about the goals that the project aims to achieve. Use SMART method in doing this. With our SMART method in capturing objective, the SMART method will tell you that the objective must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be relevant, and it must be time-bound. Once you apply this SMART, you will quickly get a very good objective of any project. Then, scope statement. You must clearly capture the scope. Scope is the boundary. It helps to carve out what you need to do from so many noise within the market. You can easily deviate if the scope is not clearly carved out. You can easily deviate. So it's important to capture the scope. And why you are capturing the scope, because there is a lot of things that looks good, but there's things that are good to have, but they are not that important. Looking at limited resources, so you have to indicate, separate the scope from every other thing by trying to clearly state deliverables that are out of scope. It's important. It's going to help you demarcate, highlight, and so people will know what they need to do. If you are implementing a CRM system, there's a lot of activities that are surrounding the CRM system we are implementing that are good to have, like integrating the CRM system with so many other third-party applications. Integration costs a lot of money. It costs time. Integration is a full-blown project. So you might want to integrate one or two other third-party application with the CRM system you're implementing, and you run out of budget, you run out of time. When they say implement can just set up. You set it up, and then you have a roadmap on how to optimize the system by improving the system. During the optimization, more projects can come. That is a roadmap. We create a roadmap. What are other things we need to do to optimize the projects, making sure we're getting the best out of the project? So it's important we carve out the scope. Deliverables, tangible and intangible outputs the project will produce. Must create all the tangible outputs. Important, like data migration, all these key features that need to be, try to itemize them. And then milestones. It's important to have milestones so we know where to celebrate, to measure our progress. If you are running a project and you don't have checkpoints, it's going to be difficult for you. So that within those checkpoints, you see, yes, we've achieved this. It will help you to see how progress, key phases, break them down into phases, into deadlines, and things. These are where the milestone and timeline comes in. If you look at our work breakdown structure, you see how we break everything down into key phases under work breakdown structure. You see key phases: initiate stage, define stage. Within these are key phases. So capture my milestones within all this becomes your key checkpoints. Budget and resources. At this point, it's expected that we have expected budgets we are working on. Have budgets we should be working on. Yeah, it's important. So that will high-level estimate of financial, human resources, and material resources required, assumptions and constraints. Assumptions are things believed to be true. We're going to have a lot of assumptions when we are starting a project. So, which we believe that yes, this should be achievable, this will be able to do this within this. But in some cases, some of these assumptions, we find out we can't achieve them. It's important to know these assumptions. These are key expectations. Constraints. What are the limitations we have? We need to identify our constraints like time, budget, some regulatory activities. Then stakeholders, key individuals or group impacted or influencing the project. It's not only the people influencing the project are the stakeholders. There are some people the project are going to be impacted on. They are all stakeholders. Then team and roles. Team and roles, like this one is just, we have a team already from our racing metrics. We can copy and paste from there. KPIs and success criteria. In this one, we already have KPIs and success criteria. At the first day, you capture the project brief from the state. We must tell you what is expected, what they think that is success. Success factors, what good looks like. Key success criteria, these are KPIs. So it's important, like how success will be measured, quantitative or qualitative. Risk, if you are smart, you must know that every project, even before you start, you already know where the risks are. So you capture all the risks. Yes, it's important so that you look out. You have to be proactive about risk. You don't have to allow them to become dangerous before you. So you must have eyes for a risk, identify all of them, and started creating, to help you to start creating mitigating circumstances and risk plans. Authorizations. Yeah, this one is authorization and approval. The project sponsor's name and signature, project manager name and signature. So you need to countersign, and then the approval date. And you have the project charter. Once you grab these signatures, you can go and start managing your project. So that's it. There's a key components. If you follow these key components, you are not going to make mistakes. And step by step, you just following the key components. And yeah, so that's it. Discuss with stakeholders, define the project vision, identify stakeholders, outline project scope, define deliverables and success criteria, assign roles and responsibilities, estimate high-level budget and timeline, identify risk and constraint, and review and approve. Yeah, follow these steps, you are not gonna miss road. But if you don't follow a steps by step like this, you can jump one or two key activities or key elements that is very important. So it's important always. That's why we work a lot with templates. Templates, this is expectation, minimum requirements we need to have. So, and if you follow it, it's going to be difficult for you to miss the road. If you don't follow templates, you follow your intuition, you are human beings. You always miss one or two things. But if you follow this will become your checklist. Every document follow template. It's important. So all you need to do is, which one, if you see here, anyone you do, you check it. Anyone you do, you check it. Anyone you do, you check it. So that is that's it. So now we have seen all the components, the importance, everything. Let's look at how we can apply it in a real project. This is an example of a project charter. Project charter created for the last bootcamp, and yeah, the works on CRM implementation for the same Monify that you are working for. So the project title here being descriptive, describing the project is Monify CRM implementation project. It's very descriptive, very clear. Even if you don't know anything about project management, you know what the team should be doing. We didn't capture any team name here. We captured what we are doing. And then we have here ID, unique identifier. This is this number. Every other in a company, no project should have two unique ID. Dates, this project got chartered 17th June. And problem statement, you come here, you capture the problem. Monify currently lacks centralized and scalable CRM management system. This leads to fragmented customer data, inefficient lead tracking, poor customer engagement, missed opportunity for growth. Without a CRM, it's difficult to scale operation, support agents, and deliver a consistent customer experience across the digital channel. So you see, it's all about poor management of customer activities, both lead and customer activities. The activity being managed manually. Manual, see missing opportunities, poor engagement, inefficiently tracking, and yeah, so that's it. And goal statement here to implement a cloud-based CRM to streamline here Dynamics 365 for equivalent. to streamline lead management, automate customer onboarding, improve agent performance, and enhance customer satisfaction. The CRM will serve as a digital backbone for Monify's customer acquisition, onboarding, retention, and support. And project statement here, if you look at this project statement, is clearly we have both in scope and out of scope. And in scope, CRM requirement gathering and design, customization of Monify agent network lead and onboarding workflow, data migration from spreadsheets and other existing tools, integration with website form, email, and Monify app, user training and documentation, pilot test with DTBS students and agents. So, and if we remove this out of scope, we can easily capture integration of ERP. And this is another big project that can even take up to 6 months. So the out of scope being ERP or accounting integration is out of scope. It's not in this particular project. It's clearly stated that this project should be a future phase of the CRM system. Full marketing automation system, future roadmap, not in this. So you see clearly they are part of the CRM system, both upgrade, optimization, but at this level of implementation, we can't achieve them now, maybe because we don't have enough time or we don't have enough budget for now. Maybe over time, we might secure more funding, and then we'll do the integration and do the marketing automation. And deliverables, all the deliverables need to be captured. Configuration of CRM instance, cloud-based, lead management dashboard, agent onboarding and customer interaction workflow, API dashboard for lead, client, and agent, user guide and training session, post implementation review reports, and then milestones and time. So under milestone, we capture project initiation and planning on this date, requirement gathering on this date, and CRM setup and customization on this date. It's up to the team to decide what is going to be their milestones, what are key milestones and dates. Data migration and integration on this date, user training and on this date, and pilot go live on this date, and post go live optimization on this date. And budget and resource summary. We have CRM licensing to cost £12,000, and implementation partner service 15,000, training and onboarding 5,000, annual support and maintenance 3,000, and total budget is 35,000. And then assumptions and constraints. Assumptions, licensing and vendor partnership will be finalized by this date. If we assume that by this date it should be finalized, we equally assume that DTBS agent students will participate in the testing and training. And then constraints, which is budget. This budget is capped at 35,000. So if we have anything that will make this projects to exceed 35,000 budget, that is a calamity. Then CRM must be cloud-based. That is another constraint. So if we cannot get any cloud-based, we don't want on-premise. It must be a cloud-based. That is now a constraint. It must be. Implementation must be completed before Monify nationwide rollout.
Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to let you hear the project management and business analysis training that is going on. Since nobody is involved, nobody is saying anything, and we're not sure whether we're having any meeting today or not.
Who is, please, you are disturbing us.
Apologies, teacher, apologies.
Please, you don't do that when the session is going on. I don't tolerate that in my class. Please don't ever do that. Okay. Stakeholders, we have stakeholders here. The key stakeholders, we have the key stakeholders name, we have agents, we have CRM consultants, we have the TBS students, interns, we have product and the ops teams, and then project team and roles. You have them here. You have the executive sponsor, we have project manager, we have a consultant, we have a training and adoption, we have a data migration analyst, and then we have KPIs, key success factors or success criteria. We have here the CRM adoption rates by agents must be over 90% within 1 month, and the lead conversion improvement must be over 20% within 60 days, and reduction in onboarding must be 30% faster, and the user satisfaction must be above 85% satisfaction rate, and the risk here is to have data migration delay, and is a medium, likelihood is medium, impact is high, and capture the mitigation, which is clean data early, validate staging, and low user adoption, which is likelihood is medium, impact is high, early improvement and clear training, integration issues low, and impact is medium, start integration early, use APIs. So, and budget overrun, track spending weekly spending, and stick to scope. And authorization, under authorization here we see the project sponsor, and we see the project manager and head of operations, and that's it. That is the project charter. This is not 1 page, it's more than 1 page, you can see. So like I said, the template, which is one page template, it can minimum. So, but try to make it very snappy. Make it not that you are not going to capture everything and use key points, bullet points to address your issue. Don't go and start writing a textbook in the name of. Well, it depends on the project, but try as much as going to make your document to look so smart. So benefits of using this charter, we've already talked about that. Ensure clear understanding of project goal and scope before the project begins. Provide formal approval process, establishing stakeholder commitment, act as a reference document for resolving dispute or clarifying details. And that's it. So a project charter is crucial. It's a crucial document that kickstarts the project. It lays the foundation for successful execution by aligning projects, aligning stakeholders, clarifying objectives, and formalizing the authority of the project manager. Like, yes, you're the project manager, you've been the project manager, but this way, if you do not have it before, yes, the company outside they giving you an appointment letter, but appointment letter, as like we know in best practice in project management, is not authorization for you to handle. Appointment letter is that you are now working for the company, and you can work in numerous projects. But authorization is that yes, you can start spending this money, or you can now lead this project. So yeah, so always ensure that your project has a well-documented and approved project charter before you proceed with any significant work. That is my last warning. So if you didn't hear anything I said today, remember this last statement. Adia mama. You know, you must remember this last statement. Very, very important. So, yeah. And you can use these templates. You see this template for here. You can use it. This is a template. You can use it for your own project. If you are not comfortable, you can then use this this particular template. Yeah. If this template, I will share everything. If this one and the one we have on our notes, they are not enough, you don't like them, the way it's structured, then you can come up and use our components and create your own the way you want it. But make sure all the information we've discussed and captured tonight, you are going to capture them as well. It's very, very important. So, yeah. So, this is time for you to ask your questions, and I want to make it clear, please. I love a disciplined class. If you want to speak, raise your hand. When somebody is speaking, do not interrupt the person. When I'm presenting, don't interrupt me, because and may we work, you know. So all right. So all this pro you have, you can start sending me those messages like I'm Iran. I will consume all of them. All right. All right. Let's start with Raphael Onyebuna. Mr. Raphael, can I have the class?
Good evening, Mr. Charles.
Raphael, open your camera. You know our ground rules.
Okay.
We have a laid ground rules in this class. we are in project management class. We are building leaders. And that's where I want you to lead when you start leading.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Charles.
Good evening.
Thank you for taking your time to highlight some of the features and importance of Project Charter. So in your course of teaching, now you made us understand that sometimes there are elements of the project that might not be able to be executed because of costs, because of cash flow of a company. Now, what are the parameters? My question is on this: what are the parameters that can be used to measure the cost of executing a project?
Yeah, before a project can come to the project charter, a business analyst must have done requirement. Like, let me just use the word feasibility studies and come up with a business case, you know. So, and once we have a business case, the business analyst must have given estimated cost of implementing that project and estimated benefits the company is going to realize from that project before a project charter. So once that business case is approved, then that is when officially we should start planning to execute the project. But after the business analyst must have given the business case and the business case is disapproved, then it ends there. So, yeah, but why we are not discussing business case now is because it's not the duty of a project manager to create. Is the duty of business analyst. So we are going to cover some of those deliverables like requirement gathering, requirement analysis, solutions evaluation, cost benefit analysis, and business case. We are going to cover them in business case. In business analysis.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So by the time you are drafting a project charter, everybody should have expected what the budget looks like. So, and if we do not agree, then we question the business case. Well, once the business case is approved, it means that everybody is happy with the budget. And mind you, we are going to be working with the business analyst. So if you are not comfortable with the budget, then business analyst will be there to help you and explain how this budget comes, because he is the person that comes up with that budget. So your own is to break the budget down, break the cost down into deliverables, assign costs, to every tax, every piece of item within that work load, break them down, assign costs to make sure that your project or the project activities is captured within the budget. So if you don't have, you don't have enough money, that is why at times you see some project managers from America, they will come to Upwork to start looking for cheap labor, because they want to deliver. They will go, if they are paying a project, if they are paying a developer £50 an hour in UK, you can come to Nigeria and get some developers, or go to India and be paying them £15 an hour, and they will probably give you a good job. So that's what, find yourself in a situation like that. That's make you a very smart person. You can go, we're in a global market, you know where you go get cheap resources that will give you good job as well.
All right, thank you for your explanation, sir.
Okay, have Michael Okoro. Michael, you're on mute.
Good evening, Mr. Charles.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for taking out time to pass down this knowledge. And I just wanted to confirm from all you said about what the project charter is and what it contains, and how important it is to have it as a tool or something to protect yourself from. And also, you've also said that is actually not compulsory, but is necessary.
Mm.
Also, some classes back, you also said that when having a project brief, that sometimes the project sponsor can ask you to use the project brief as a project charter to commence the project. Yeah, I want to ask, in that case, is it a good practice to insist that information is passed to you, the project manager, through an email, so that there's a paper trail in case there's any need for it?
Yeah, when I say my project sponsor can, I tell you to, that's why I say that it's not compulsory, because I've seen so many situations. They give you project brief and expect that, yeah, kickstart your project. But if you're not experienced, you jump in and start. If nothing bad happens, you can get away with it. If you are working in a private company, you can get away with it, you know, because the highest thing is they will sack you, you know, because they say you are not competent. But in some cases, you might not get away with it. And that's why it's important to make sure that your project have a project charter, you know. So let me give us a clear example. You see our former CBN governor. Yeah?
Yeah.
All of us are following Nigerian politics. He's a project manager. He executed a lot of projects within the CBN. And the Oga Buhari gave go-ahead order to print more money. We just call it print more money without any authority. Now, where did you see Buhari now? Did you see Buhari anywhere now? They are roasting the man.
No, of course
Now
not.
they are roasting the man, and the project sponsor who gave order to print more money is chilling in his house. So if there is any authorization from the government or this and that backing any spend or any activity, he wouldn't be here. That is a clear example of what I'm asking you to do. Because tomorrow you might find yourself, you can see all of you are see, we have a lot of big men here. You can tomorrow find yourself, you become a director in NNPC or CBN or big places. And you become carried. After all, is it not the governor? I mean, I'm the governor now. Or I'm not the president. The president duration is a time is tenured, and the next president might become the enemy of the outgoing president, and they'll start roasting you. So don't be a scapegoat. Always try to do your job. Your freedom is more important than that. This thing you're enjoying that time is important. So if you are not taking anything home, make sure. I say that's why the last statement is take away from this as professionals. That should be a takeaway. Okay, think I've addressed that. So it's not compulsory, but it's a best practice. Okay, think Raphael, I think I've spoken to you. We'll have Oluchi Zenith. Yep. Oluchi, where are you? We are moving forward.
I'm
Okay.
here with the child. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry, sir. I was trying to unmute.
Yeah, give us some money from Zenith Bank. I beg.
So thank you for the class so far. So my question is about this project chapter. Okay, you explained to us that it's like it is the go ahead. So my question is because with the content, the component, the identity and all of that, will all these things be put into that particular project chapter by you, the project manager, or your employee, your employer?
I'm
So my
not, I'm
question
not,
now
I'm
is
not, I'm
what
not getting
content?
your question. Madam, I'm not getting your question.
So my
If you can come closer to your device so that we can hear you better, that would be good.
okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So my question is about the project charter, the content, the components. Will it be put
Okay.
into the project charter by you, the PM, or your employer, sorry?
Okay. The project charter is you should make it your responsibility as a project manager. If it's created before you, if it's created by another person, you must review it and make sure that it's correct before approval. If it's not created, it's your responsibility to create one, and review with the stakeholders and then get the approval. So it's because it's the responsibility of a project manager. That's why we are treating it. So it's your duty to make sure that a project charter is created. You can create one but you review later with the team or the team of stakeholders, or you can create it in collaboration with the key stakeholder. But yes, you must make sure that it's done. All right, let's move to Stella Maris.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you for this class. Please, apologies. I want to ask you something regarding our last week class.
So we said,
There is this
Stella, we put your camera. You are not bigger than other people that put on their camera. So
I put it on. No, I don't. It's on. It's on.
Okay.
It's on, sir. Yes. Okay. So I was saying I want to take you back to last week class. There is this spreadsheet that you used last week. I was just trying to find out the spreadsheet. Is it an Excel, Access, or what software was that exactly that you used to teach us last week?
If it's spreadsheet, it means it's Excel. What is the name of the spreadsheet? What documents?
Okay, we are trying to assign something. You are saying if the data analyst should be.
You should be able to know the name because you're at class.
I can't remember now.
You can't remember you can't remember to understand the document you're asking question about.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain what content.
Yes, that's why I mean. That's why I'm not disputing that, but you must mention the right name because you should be able to know it. You have created it. We are working on that. That is RACI metrics we're talking about. Is that RACI metrics?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That
Yes, sir.
resume,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
Excel is Excel document, but it's formatted.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. But by now, we have not covered a lot. So the few items we've covered, you should have all of them at the back of your head. All right. Thank you, Stella. Grace, Nancy, Ayuba. Grace, we are leaving you. Okay. Our course rep, Echezona.
Charles, can you hear me?
Echezona, you can have. Grace is not coming
Okay.
forward.
Sir, I'm here. Good evening, sir.
Grace, we do want us to buy shawarma for you.
No, sir. Good evening, everybody.
We can
Apologies,
contribute
sir.
and buy
We
you
don't have
one.
light. We don't have
Please.
lights here, so
It doesn't
even if
matter.
I
You
on the
can,
camera,
yes,
you
on
won't
it.
hear.
You must on
Okay,
it.
sir. All right,
If we
sir.
agree that if we all put it and the every place become dark, we can tell you to put it off.
All right, sir. It's on now, sir.
Yes, well, at least we are seeing some background.
Thank you, sir. Sir, please, my question is, can an M&E personnel?
We can't hear you, Grace.
Okay. Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My question is, can a PM also stand in as an M&E personnel?
M&E. What is M&E?
Yes. Monitoring
said
and evaluation, sir.
Monitoring and evaluation.
Evaluation.
Is it as a role? Is it a role that's
Yes, sir.
or
Yes, it's also a career path, sir. And I saw that they perform similar roles. Yes, sir.
Calm down, be calming down.
Okay,
I
sir.
don't know about a role called monitoring and evaluation.
Okay, sir.
You know, this is what a project manager is doing. Project manager monitors the projects. You know, is the project manager. He does monitoring and evaluation is part of what he's doing. But say that monitoring and evaluation, well, I'm not saying any company can create anything and call their name, but for me, I don't know any statutory rule calling monitoring and evaluator.
Okay, sir.
You know, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not saying that it doesn't. Maybe in your organization it does exist. Yeah, nobody can tell you. I can come and even tell you people that mitigator, you know, Risker is my company.
Yes.
And I'll put it on advert and people start applying. Yeah.
Yes,
But yeah, project manager covers monitoring, control, evaluation, tracking. These are all the things the project manager does. So a project manager can be a monitoring and evaluator, as you said.
All right, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
So sorry, I just wanted to make sure that people are not being led astray by that particular rule.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Lady Ginika, you've been really waiting to fire. Is it ballistic you want to fire?
Hello, Vera. No.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Charles. Okay, so I wanted, there was something you said I wanted to be sure I heard clearly.
I think we wanted to capture Eche, but Eche confused us by bringing down So you have to wait for Genica.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, let her finish.
Okay.
Okay, so I said I wanted to confirm what I heard earlier. You said, I think I heard you say something that like a business case has to be done before a project charter. So I wanted to be sure. You know, I think you said
Yes.
is after doing the business case done, you now go to project charter. So I just wanted to be sure is what I heard that I'm not.
Yes, I said that, but we are not capturing business case. If you go to what breakdown structure I gave to you, if you look at it, you see that business case comes before the project charter, but you will see that it's being created by a business analyst. So we are not capturing it. Why? Now, because we are creating project management. We are creating all the things the project manager should do, not all the things that should be, because we have, if we don't have any separate class for business analysis, we just capture everything that happens in projects sequentially. But we have a class for business analysis where we capture other things related to business analysis.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm clear now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Over to you, Chuzunachukwu Obiekwe.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Charles. So I want to find out something else in the issue of the project charter. Should in case I know is to protect you, the project manager, should in case people want to derail or want some things that are not supposed to be part of it to be added to the project. So we are supposed to stick with the project charter. But in the event that it maybe is coming from the project sponsor, should we just stand ground and say no, we are not accepting this, or we should pass it through change process and then recapture it?
Whether it's coming from a project sponsor or any other stakeholder, it must pass through change, like you said, and it must be captured. A committee must be set, change board must be set to evaluate it. If the change board approves that such addition must be captured, then they should make separate budgets for anything they are adding, and they should make additional provision for additional timeline. Simple. But to add something on your original project and you keep quiet, just like I said, when the bubble will burst, the Buhari will deny you, and you, the Emifele, will be roasted.
Okay. Okay. What if in the event a particular deliverable in the charter has been overridden by events so far before the project is completed that render this invalid or not making any business sense anymore, that particular portion of it, and they want it out? Should it be stripped out of the project, or we should still leave it there? Because I'm looking at a situation whereby after the delivery is agreed that it's no longer business worthy and the project is delivered with the exemption of that, and sometime later some other person might come up and say, but this was part of the project and it's not there, and it could be a
as long as it's a change, whether
be punished for it, or just leave it that way. That's the agreement has been there.
Okay, Echezona. Well, as long as we are in more especially a waterfall environment, any addition or subtraction within that project, as if it has been captured, anything that must be added or subtracted must go through the change board. It must be evaluated.
Okay.
And everybody agree. If everybody agree, then you have to update the project charter, you know, and another version can be created. You have version control,
Okay.
and then create version 2 of the project charter, because the original project, you are not going to delete the original project charter. We don't do that. So we have history of what has been happening when this one came in, when this one was removed, the original. So then the original project charter can be project charter 1.0. Then any other alteration can be project charter 1.1. You know, you must have documentation and approval of anything that is happening. It's all about authorizing, approving. So,
Okay.
yeah, so it's not,
Thank
it
you.
doesn't mean that we have a lot of unforeseen circumstances. Things will come, and at times the project will go out of alignment, or they want to add something. But once they're adding something, is definitely going to lead to scope creep, because it wasn't captured originally. And what was captured originally has been budgeted for. You know, it's just like now we agreed with HSNR is going to traveling from Abuja to Lagos to procure 10 Toyota from Elise Day. And after going there, while you are in Lagos negotiating to buy, another big man tell you, make it 12. You say, okay. Okay, you are going to use your salary to buy the two that make it. Are you going to do that? You're not gonna do that. Is that not a project? The project going to buy is, yeah, it's something like that. So, and if you are there and they say, okay, somebody call again, I think with 10 is too much, buy 8. Well, you say what? You have to make sure that it is really approved before you just tell it, beg, wait, let me settle with Morgan. Why 8? So once you get the necessary, that's what called project change committee board. So every project must have that board that resolves any change that is coming in. So once you have that captured and sorted out, simple. Yeah, so yeah, so that you won't be, nobody will start blaming you for what you don't know.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. So, yeah, are we in agreement to end this class? All right.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. You seconded it. Good.
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. See you tomorrow, and so like I said, we are going to start other activities like breaking this class into stages and moving them to Grid Camp, where we are going to work in as groups. The way we do it is that we break them down into stages based on their locality. Times we'll have a Lagos team, we'll have Abuja team, we'll have a Enugu team, we'll have Port Harcourt, or we can equally have Southeast, Southwest, South. If we have small projects, we have small boot camp, we can use geographical location. But if we have a very large class, at times we'll have up to 400. Well, there's a time we have up to, is it 4,000 in a, so, but that was the highest anyway. So we have to break into states. Even when we break them into states, you find out that state like Abuja, like Lagos, will have up to 500 we have to break Lagos into Lagos Island and Lagos mainland. And only Lagos Island, we have only Lagos Island up to even 500 people in. So yeah, but at times like this, our class, we are not much, so we can just break them down into the region like Southeast, Southwest, South. But we have to fill a form first to see the number by states. That will help us to see how we're going to go. That is going to be the next activity. Once that form is filled, please, once we say fill this form, rush and fill it, because everything we are doing here is based on our timeline. It's highest 1 week, or it can't even be up to 1 week. We need to move faster. Once we exceed the time for that, we close that window. And if you do not, some of you will come and start asking me, Mr. Charles, I wasn't onboarded, I don't have a project team, this and that. So please don't try to, if you try to make things difficult for me, I will make things difficult for you. I believe in bomber to bomber. So, all right, thank you, and have a good night, rest.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Good night, Sam.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Good night, Charles.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Okwi, ụlọ fada amaka. This one?